Hello, everyone. Welcome to Yoga with Susan. And this is the seventh in our series of the chakras. We are on chakra number 7, the crown chakra, sitting at the top of our head. All right, let's get started with our class. We're coming to a comfortable seated position. So what is ever comfortable for you? You can have your legs out straight. You can be cross-legged. You can be sitting on a cushion if you wish. So the crown chakra, located at the top of your head. The color is violet. There is no element associated with it. And the aspect is connection or enlightenment. The main pose for the 7th chakra is shavasana. But we're not going to do 20 minutes of shavasana. So instead, we're going to do one pose from each of the 7 chakras, ending up at the crown of our head. So to start with, we will do chakra number 1, the root chakra, dealing with groundedness. So we're going to get grounded here. We're going to take a few inhales and exhales. Feeling grounded, maybe sighing the breath out today. Taking a nice long inhale through your nose. Sighing out the breath. Let's do that again. Inhaling and sighing it out. All right, we're going to do some Suki rolls. We're going over one knee and then around over the other knee and rolling around in a circle. These are called Suki rolls, not sushi rolls. All right, when we come to the front, we're going to take a breath in. And in the back, we'll take a breath out. Let's do this a few times. Inhaling in the front, exhaling in the back. And maybe a little bit of arching up in the front and a little bit of a rounding in the back. A few more times around. And then we'll stop and we'll go the other way around, going around with our Suki rolls. Inhaling in the front, exhaling in the back. Feeling nice and grounded here. Let's go around twice more like that. Maybe making your rolls a little bit bigger. Coming back to the middle now. All right, we're moving on. Chakra number 2, the sacral chakra, has to do with flexibility. So for this one, we're going to do the cat-cow. So we're coming to our hands and knees here. Our hands can be spread kind of wide. We'll arch our back up for the cat, and then lower our belly down, coming through our shoulders for the cow. Let's do this a few times. Exhaling cat. Inhaling cow. Moving with your own breath. So the speed of this goes along with the speed of your own breath. Exhaling cat. Inhaling cow. Let's do it once more. All right, chakra number 3, the lumbar chakra, which is opposite our navel. It has to do with discipline. We're going to move into downward facing dog. Let's bring our hands a little bit forward. We're tucking our toes and lifting our hips up into the air. Let's bend one knee, straighten the other, and then alternate. Bending and straightening. A couple times like that. Walking your dog. And then let's come into a still downward dog. We're going to move into warrior 1. So for warrior 1, let's think about lifting our left foot up behind us, our left leg up, and then we're going to see if we can bring our knee towards our nose, shifting your weight forward, and stepping your foot between your hands. Adjusting your back foot to be a warrior 1 back foot, so your foot is flat facing diagonally forward, and then we'll rise on up to warrior one. I'm just gonna turn and face you guys. All right. All right, here we are, warrior one. Let's make some cactus arms and straight. Again with the cactus and straight. We'll make one more cactus and then go straight, putting our hands together above our head, maybe a little bit of a back bend here. And then we're going to frame our foot. Sorry, I'm going to face this way again. Okay, framing our foot, stepping right back into downward dog. All right, let's take a breath here in our downward dog. And we'll do the other side. So we're going to bring our right leg up nice and high, and then see if we can bring our knee towards our nose, shifting our weight forward, and stepping our foot between our hands. Adjusting the back foot to be a warrior one shaped back foot, and then rising up. Face this way again. Rising up into warrior one on this side. Your knee is lined up over your ankle on the leg that's forward. We're going to make some cactus arms and straight. Again, we've got cactus and straight. One more time. Cactus, straight, putting our hands together above our head. Maybe a little bit of a back bend, looking up just a smidge, and then framing our foot again. Turning around again, sorry, and then stepping back into downward facing dog. All right, we're going to shift our weight forward and lower down to the mat, dropping our knees, chest, chin, and coming into Sphinx pose. So here we are, ready to do chakra number 4, the heart chakra, a dorsal chakra, which has to do with relationships. We're going to start off with the Sphinx pose here. For just a breath or two. And then we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders, feet are pointed back. We're going to rise up into just a little baby cobra to start with, and then back down. Let's see if we can make a bigger cobra, rising up a little bit further, lifting up your heart, and then back down. This time, if you want, see if you can come into upward facing dog. So you're straightening your arms, you're on the tops of your feet, and your heart is coming forward. And then we'll come back down. Let's do it one more time, your choice, either cobra or up dog. And then we're going to come sitting on our heels and then coming into firm pose, this one's called. Now, if this one bothers you, some people cannot sit back on their heels. Feel free to put like a cushion under, or you don't have to sit this way. But we're going to move on now to chakra number 5, the cervical chakra, the throat chakra, which has to do with communication. We're going to do the lion's pose on this one. So for this one, we're sitting up nice and tall, either in firm pose or a sitting pose of your choice. And we're going to straighten our arms, our fingertips are pointed down, and we're going to bring our weight forward. We're going to stick out our tongue, and if you want, you can make a roaring sound. You don't have to, but let's try it. Let's take a breath in and stick out your tongue. Let's do that twice more. Here we go. Breath in. I like doing the roaring. And sticking your tongue out. All right, one more time. Taking a breath in. Excellent. All right. We're moving on now to chakra number 6, the third eye, which has to do with intuition. We're going to do dolphin pose, which I meant to do when we did the 6th chakra video, but I forgot. So anyway, we're doing it now. So for dolphin, let's come to our forearms. We're going to have our elbows a little bit wider than our shoulders. And we're going to interlace our fingers. We're going to bring our head, your head's not all the way to the mat, but kind of resting in your hands here. So you're not putting pressure on your head. And then we're going to lift up our hips like a downward dog. And if it works for you, we're going to walk our feet a little bit closer. All right. And for those of you who have headstand in your practice, go ahead and do it. I am not going to demonstrate it because I personally do not do headstand. So either do headstand, or for those of us who don't do headstand, we will do dolphin once again. So here we are on our forearms, fingers are interlaced, our toes are tucked, and then we're going to lift our hips up. And then we're going to walk a little bit further forward if we can in dolphin. And those of you who want to lift up your legs and do a headstand, if you already do headstand, go ahead. Otherwise, skip it. And instead, we are going to come into child's pose. So join us in child's pose whenever you're ready. So for this one, we have our knees a little bit apart. Our toes are crossed behind us, and we're going to come down, stacking our hands here and resting our third eye on our hands. And if you can't get down that far, you could do this resting your third eye on a block instead. We'll take a few breaths here. Sighing out the breath. All right, and now coming on to chakra number 7, the crown chakra, the top of your head. All right, we're going to come onto our back. Let's first just bring our knees in a little bit and rock side to side. And then we're going to roll our knees around in a circle, having our hands on top of our kneecaps, going around a few times, and then around the other way. Let's come into happy baby, holding the outside edges of your feet. If you cannot reach the outside edges of your feet, feel free to hold behind your thighs. So either the outside edges of your feet, or your thighs, and we'll just hold this for a little bit here in happy baby. Maybe rocking side to side, rocking your happy baby. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's come into a tight ball, inhaling, and then exhaling, coming into Shavasana, our resting pose. Take a nice big breath in and then side out. We'll do that again. Big breath in and sighing it out. All right, today while we're in Shavasana, we're going to talk about the sense telephones. All right, back when I was a kid, we used to answer the telephone. People don't answer it so much these days, but let's pretend it's back in the day when we used to answer the telephone. And we're going to pretend we have 5 sense telephones for the 5 senses. So first of all, we're going to start with our sight. You might want to, I always have my eyes closed in Shavasana, but you might want to open your eyes. For this next little part, we're just going to see if we can see 3 things. So just looking, it's pretty easy to see 3 things if you're able to see. And let's close our eyes again. If you had them open, we're going to move on to our sense of hearing. So on this one, we're going to see if we can hear 3 things. All right, so we're going to move on now to the sense of touch. Now for touch, maybe you're not feeling things with your fingers, or maybe you just want to put your fingers together and feel your fingertips. Or maybe you notice you're touching the floor, so you're touching the floor with your body. Maybe you have a little bit of a breeze blowing, so you're feeling the wind touching you, for the sense of touch. And then we'll do the sense of smell. So let's take a breath in, see if we can smell some things today. Maybe you can't smell 3 things, but maybe you can smell some things. And then we have the sense of taste. So for taste, we're just going to suck in some air like you're sucking through a straw. And kind of chew the air. Maybe you can taste something there. Let's try that again. All right, so we had all these 5 sense telephones turned on, and now we're going to turn them all off. So all the ringers are turned off on all of our sense telephones. And instead, we're just going to think about nothing, except maybe you want to think about your breathing. You can think about your breathing if you want, noticing when you're taking a breath in, and noticing when you're taking a breath out. All the other telephones are turned off. Let's do this a little bit longer, just noticing your breath flowing in and noticing your breath flowing out. And then whenever you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and then we'll roll to one side, coming up into a seated position. Bring our arms up on the inhale, bring our hands together, exhaling our hands to our heart. Thank you so much for joining me today in Yoga with Susan. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. Bye now. Namaste.